first step is to create the basic shape. So what I will do here is that I will press Shift A on the keyboard and get the cube. Now, once I have the cube, I have to resize it to match the size I'm looking for, the size that I showed you. So I will press S on the keyboard for scaling shortcut. And then to scale it on the x-axis, I have to press X. So it will scale to x-axis. And then once I'm done, I will left click and on my mouse. Then I will press S on the keyboard again and press Y on the keyboard so I can scale on the y-axis. So this is how much I want. Z, I think should be fine. A little bit, I can reduce it. S and Z. So this much I will reduce it. So I think it's too much. So yeah, okay. Now, once I'm done with this, the scale is affecting it. Now I have to apply the effect transform on my mesh. Otherwise, I won't be able to correctly bevel it or extrude it or apply any kind of like modeling option on it. So what I have to do, I have to keep it selected, go to the object option on the top, go to the apply option and choose scale. Now, from here, if I will apply any changes to its edge or vertex or face, I will not have the issues like stretching or like getting it elongated or more like deformations. Okay, so now it's completely fine. So to go to the edit mode and start modeling it or editing it, I have to press tab on the keyboard. Tab is the shortcut, or you can go simply here and choose edit mode. Okay, I usually use shortcuts, so tab. As soon as I will press tab, you will get this. Now, to achieve the result that I showed you, first of all, I need to apply loop cuts for the panel lines. The shortcut for the loop cut is Control R on PC or Command R on Mac, or you can click here for the loop cuts. But I will press Control R. Okay, as soon as I have this, to apply this loop cut or create this loop cut in the middle, I have to left click here, and then once it starts creating, I will press right click, and it is done on this side. Then I will add another. I will press Control R and then left mouse button, and then I will decide where I want it. Somewhere here, I will left mouse button. I will click on the left mouse button and it will be created. Okay, so this is done. If you want to adjust this, what you can do is that instead of undoing and creating again, you have this slide option. So if I will click on the slide option, I can slide it wherever I want. Like suppose I don't want it here, I want it here, so I can just slide it there. So instead of like undoing, creating again, or moving from here, because moving will change your topology or affect your topology, is always better to use edge slide. Now we are done. Now, if you remember, I showed you the shape of the Walkman. It was kind of curved from the corners and curved from the edges here. So what I will do here is that I will go to my edges. If you press 1 on the keyboard, your vertices will be activated. If you press 2 on the keyboard, your edges will be activated. If you press 3 on the keyboard, your faces will be activated. You can check all the shortcuts here appearing. So I will press 2 on the keyboard and select my edges from here with the help of Shift key. Shift key will allow me to select multiple edges. So I will press Shift key on the keyboard and select multiple edges, all from the corners. Now, what I can do here is that I can press Control B or Command B if you're using Mac. Control B is to create a bevel. So I will create a bevel here, and I will not press left mouse button until I'm done. Now to add like a curve to it, I will use my scroll wheel and start scrolling up or down so that I can have as many segments I want. So this looks fine. You will get this option once you are done. You can still add some. So maybe instead of 24 segments, I will add 30 segments. Okay. And width, maybe I can put 0.5. So this is what I'm looking for. Now what I can do here is that I will do the same thing here. I will select this with the shift key. I will select this as well, Control B or Command B if you're using Mac, and then add as much you want. So not too much, just a little bit here. And I have this. Now, if you remember, what I added was a bit of a curve, like a bevel effect on top of this in the model that I showed you. So to create that kind of effect, what I can do here is that I need to apply a bevel effect. Now, to select this whole faces, I can go to the faces option by pressing 3 or clicking here. I can start selecting the faces by making this rectangle, and I have to press shift key on my keyboard so I can select multiple faces. Now, once I'm done, if I will go to my bevel option and start beveling this, so you can see the result is not what I'm looking for, undesired results. To avoid this, what we can do is that we can give it a height and then we can bevel that height. Now, to give it a height, we can use extrude. So if I will go to extrude, or if I press E on the keyboard for extrude, so it will extrude in one of the direction, either X direction or Y direction or Z direction. But this is not what I want. I want these faces to extrude along the direction of their normals. How to do that? To do that, I have to go to the extrude option and then use extrude along normal. So if I will use this and start extruding, you can see that it will start extruding in that direction. And now you can see how it is extruded in that direction. Okay, so I can turn on the offset even as well so that it will stay all uniform. Now, I can apply bevel, but if I will apply bevel here, I will have that issue again. Now, to avoid this, we can fake up the bevel. To fake a bevel, we can scale this top part to a different direction. Like suppose if I press S on my keyboard, if I start scaling it up, so you can see it will start scaling, okay, in the direction that we are looking for. But it will it will look like this. So what I have to do is that we have to select directions more like different directions for different kind of results. So what I can do, I will just press Y on the keyboard, scale to the Y direction. Now the results looks good. Okay. But if I snap this by pressing Alt with the middle mouse button, if I'm rotating and just I want to snap the orthographic view from this side, I will press Alt and it will snap there. So I will have something like this, which is fine from all the other side. But from here, I don't have that bevel. It's all straight. So what I can do, I can press 1 on the keyboard to activate my vertices from here and then select these vertices. But what this will do is that it will select the vertices only from one direction, just like here. So again, I will just move here, press Alt to snap it. So I will turn on my X-ray mode from here and I will select these vertices with the shift key. I will select the bottom vertices, all of them, and then I can turn off my X-ray mode and I can move these towards this side. And I think this much should be fine. And if I move around, this is how the result will look like. Maybe it's too much, so maybe I can move it a little bit here. I just want to make it a little bit even. Okay, so the same space I have here should be the same space here. So I have to a little bit eyeball it. Okay, if like this is too less the space, this is too much. So it should be even space. So something around this. Okay, so now I think it's fine. And you can see that if I will go to object mode, you can see that how this bevel looks like. Okay, so it's a fake sort of a bevel, but still this part is a knife sharps, okay, razor sharp edge. This is razor sharp edge as well. So I want to give a little bit curve to it, like to these two parts, so that if the light strikes, it looks realistic. So there should be nothing sharp edge. There should be a bit of a curve there. Okay. So now before beveling this top part and bottom part, because the reason we will bevel this, they are right now sharp edged, like you can see that they are like very sharp and they will look unrealistic. To make it look realistic, there should be a better curve there. But the issue right now is that the top edge, if I will move, that is fine. But if I will move the bottom edge, you can see that they are doubled edges, because the reason is that we have extruded and then we have resized it. So that's why we have this issue. So if you have the same issue, simple solution is what? Press 1 so that your vertices are activated. Press A on the keyboard so all the vertices are selected. Then right click here, then choose merge vertices by distance. So when you choose by distance, all the vertices that are all overlapping or they are on top of each other and are not the same, they will merge together. So to see if everything is going right in the right direction, you can increase this amount. And when you start seeing things are getting weird, just like here, you stop at that point. So I don't want to increase it too much. So I think maybe this much should be fine, the default one. Okay. Now, once I'm done, if I will take my edges again and start moving around, now you can see they are not doubled edges. They are now single edges. So everything is fine for now. So now I can start selecting the edges and beveling them. So first I will do the top edge. I will select this. I will press Alt on my keyboard to select the loop of it. And you can see the whole loop is selected just like this. And I want to bevel this. Now, I don't want this to bevel with the same amount as this one, because this will be a little bit sharper. This will be more smoother. So that's why I will bevel them separately. So first the top part. So Control B on the keyboard or Command B if you're using Mac, and a bit like width, not a lot, this much. And segments 12, I will keep it. That's fine. Or maybe I can increase it 15. That's fine. So I'm done with the top part. Now I will do with the bottom. So I will select any part of it, press Alt, click the another like whatever is next to it, and this whole edge loop will be selected here. Okay. And then I will do the same thing here. Control B on the keyboard. Start beveling this, but not smaller as this, because I want this to be more curved. So maybe this much. Okay. And also segments, I will increase it, maybe 25. That's fine. And if I press Tab on the keyboard to go back to the object mode, it will look like this. So we got our basic shape ready.